Hello my friends, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Workshop, and welcome to an electric guitar full setup. Let me just check the lights on. Yes, we're good. Okay, so a customer has brought in this electric guitar to me, rather nice looking thing. The brand is Dean, if any of you have heard of that. Looking on the back, it's a Korean-made guitar, but it's quite nice. It seems to be pretty good quality, to be honest. Even the three-way switch, that just feels good, and the controls. I think it's quite good quality. Let's see, it's got a rather nice veneer top on there. Not quite sure what you call that. Green, flame, maple, I don't know. Looks like it's a mahogany back, but it's a one-piece body and neck. It's not a bolt-on, it's not glue-in, it is all one solid piece of wood. And yeah, I don't even see any joins in the back, so it does look as though it's one solid piece of wood. If it is a three-piece, it's a damn good matched one, but I really do think that is just one solid piece of wood. Really nice guitar. Quite an unusual headstock on there, quite like that. It says Grover on the tuners, whether or not they're real or not, I don't know. Possibly, I don't know. It certainly does look like a good quality guitar anyway. Twin humbuckers in there. I think they're humbuckers, or are they P90s? They're P90s, aren't they? I can't remember. I'm not great with the electronic side, but this is in for a full setup. The customer brought it in to me complaining that from like the 12th fret upwards, they're getting buzzing on the first string, the high E. When I checked it, I found that they were all buzzing. And looking down the neck, it's quite a lot of underbow, which makes sense, okay? Because if the neck is underbowed, I'm exaggerating, but this way, when you're fretting in the middle, then the lower end of the board is kind of coming up. So yeah, you're obviously going to get some buzzing there. So that's one of the jobs, and to be honest, that's going to be the main part of this job, is to actually straighten the neck with the truss rod. Excuse me. But I'm also going to check intonation and action, and I should know what kind of bridge that is, but I can't remember the name of it. But as I said, it all looks really nice quality. I would say for one of the Korean-made guitars, this is probably one of the higher-end ones. And as I said, it says Grover on the tuners. Whether on they're actual real Grover tuners, I don't know. There's no reason why not, but I have absolutely no way of knowing. But anyway, that's irrelevant to me. It's in for a full setup, so the first thing I'm going to do before I take the strings off, I mean, I know that the neck has got underbow, I already know that, but I just want to use my straight edge to check. Wow, yeah, it's got way too much underbow. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's unusual. Yeah, there's a lot of underbow there, so we need to take that out before we do anything. But again, I'm going to do all the checks for string action and intonation before I take this thing apart, just to give me a starting point. So I'm going to use my gauge here to check the string height at the 12th fret. So let's start with the low E string, which is registering around about 2 millimeters. About 2 millimeters, which isn't bad, to be honest. And then the A string, probably about the same, possibly even a little lower. The D string, say somewhere between 1.5 and 1.75. The G string, yeah, around about the same. B. Yeah, so it looks quite good, to be honest. The B string around about 1.5, and the low E string. Yeah, the action's all right as it is, but obviously when I straighten the neck, that's going to change all that. Quite an easy adjustment for string height. You'll see on the bridge we've got the two thumb wheels, one at each end, and you adjust those up and down for string action. And for the intonation, we've got screws. This is quite awkward. Screws in the front of the bridge there to adjust the intonation. So it's all going to be relatively easy to do, to be honest. I'm not going to check, the rocking on the frets until I've straightened that truss rod. There's no point, because it's going to give me a false reading. So that'll be the first job, to straighten the truss rod. I may even do that before I take the strings off. Yeah, I'm going to. I'm going to straighten the truss rod first, and then check everything again. And if that solves the problem, it's out the door. Save the customer a bit of money and me a bit of time. So I'll check that first. If it obviously doesn't solve the problem, then I mean, to be honest, the frets are in a pretty poor state anyway. They're absolutely filthy. They need, at the very least, polishing. So I'm going to have to take the strings off anyway, and I may need to do a fret job, so a light fret job. So I probably will end up doing the whole meal deal anyway. So I'm going to use my new desktop tuner to just check the intonation. The intonation. I'm not going to plug it in, so I'm going to rest my tuner on the body of the guitar, and that should work just fine. So how can I do this where you can see what I'm doing? No, I need to get to the 12th fret. Okay, so I'm just going to rest my tuner on the body of the guitar. Okay, so let's start with the low E string. That's quite well flat. Okay, let's try the A string. Oh dear. That's quite close. D. It's really sharp. Reading, that's buzzing that back. In fact, it's not even buzzing, it's just touching all the frets. I think that's quite close. Really hard to get a reading because these strings are just hitting the fretboard everywhere. Quite close, I think. Okay, well the intonation is, it's not great, but it's not too bad. And obviously, you know, with the adjustment on the bridge, you'll be able to get that pretty much bang on. So yeah, I need to take the strings off, straighten that truss rod, straighten the neck with the truss rod, and then check the frets and see where I go from there, really. I think what I'm going to do is loosen all the strings off and remove the tailpiece. You see there's two big screws in there, and that's going to be the easier way just to get the strings out of the way. So I think that's the way I'm going to start. So let's just get my neck support. Okay, so I'll just loosen all the strings off first. Make sure they're really loose, because I'm going to take that tail piece off and just get the strings out of the way that way, just be easier. I mean, the fretboard needs really good clean at the very least anyway, so I may as well do the whole job. I mean, it will need doing. It's probably going to need a light fret job in any case. Okay, that's all the strings loose. So now I'll just see about taking this tail piece off, get all the strings out of the way. So I've got my big flat screwdriver. Just loosen them both off first. So that's the two screws out of there and the tail piece off, which means I can now move those strings right out of the way, right out of my way. I'm going to make sure they don't all get tangled up. So let me just actually just take that off completely, and then I'll coil the strings up and probably tape them up out of the way. It's going to be the easiest way. Let's see, what can I do that with? Okay. Right, that should do for now. I've just kind of got them coiled around the headstock, so it's all out of my way. I'm just going to find a little bit of a rubber band. Use one of my clamps. Just take a little bit of that off. See what the knife is like. There we go. Be careful not to cut all my fingers off. So just a loop like that, and I'll just kind of wrap that around the strings in the headstock just to hold those up out of the way, to stop them flapping about everywhere. So it's not going to cause any damage. Okay, so that's the strings up out of the way, protected as well with that rubber band, for want of a better word. I did actually, I forgot to show it, but I did have a look at the action at the nut as well. And that did look a little bit high, but I'm not going to make any adjustment to that until after I've straightened the truss rod. So that's the next job. Turn it back round. Okay. put that tailpiece and the screws in a safe place in my little toolbox so I don't lose those. That would be pretty bad. Okay, so remove truss rod cover. That's too big. Next one. Should be the one. Those screws don't look good. I think I'm going to need a smaller one for that. Let's try that one. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. Strings are a little bit in the way of this truss rod, but once I've made that one adjustment, I don't need to go back to that. How are we doing for time? Good grief. Let's go quick. Right. That's the truss rod cover off. I'll put that in with the screws in my little toolbox as well. I don't want to lose any bits from this guitar. Okay, so what kind of some Allen key? So should be that one. Doesn't go in easily. Maybe it's too big. Let's try. Shouldn't be a smaller one, I wouldn't have thought, but let's try that one. That's interesting. Can't seem to find one to fit. Let's look at that. Okay, let's try that one then. Sure, that's going to be too small. Okay. Oh, that's the one. I think that's the first one I tried. It just didn't go in right. Okay. So the neck is underbowed, which means I need to tighten the truss rod. Okay, so just like tightening any screw or nut, looking from the top down, you would screw clockwise to tighten. Now, it doesn't need a lot. Just needs an Allen key that will go into the adjuster. Why is that not going? This is a good start, isn't it? Okay, something not quite right there. Let's try that again. How are we doing for time? Okay. I'm really struggling to get that Allen key, as we say in England, or Allen wrench in the US. Trying to get it located. Well, that's weird. It goes in that way. Got it? Okay. That's not a nice fit. I don't like that. Okay, let's try my other set. always on camera. Okay, I can't get an Allen key to locate in there. I'm not sure why, because I can't see properly in there. So, okay. So I'm going to end this video here because I need to sort that out, and there's no point you watching me faffing about trying to get that sorted. So I won't do any more work on this until I've got that sorted, and then I can record again. At the very most, all I'll do is straighten the truss rod, straighten the neck. But I probably will wait until I've got the right Allen key for that, or if there's a problem with that, it might be full of junk or something, I don't know. But I'll sort that out, and there will be at least part 2 of this little job. Hopefully there's not any more than that. Okay, so I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you did like this video, please give a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. Let friends, colleagues and relatives know to see much more content like this. And we will see you in the next one. Peace.